A quick observation. I noticed that when I backed away from her more and stopped contacting her or attempting to text her once or twice a week, that she initiated text contact with me.
Yeah.
And asked me for contact information for my daughters because she had lost her phone. And she arranged actually a dinner with my daughters. And in the meantime, I tried to solve a problem and improve the situation. I tried to act outside of the vortex, I guess. And I sent her a long email detailing what I appreciated about her and what I was working on with myself. And I noticed that it caused her to pull away from...
Yes, because it's too much for her. In other words, when you speak, when you give to someone out of the vortex information from inside the vortex, it's like high... It would be like someone chiming a high-pitched ringing into your ears. In other words, if you're not in the vicinity of the vibration, you can't take the sound of it. But it is what we were talking about earlier. If you're outside the vortex and your efforting backfires every time. Especially on something so big. You see, at that point, you were still digging. You were still barbing. You were still trying to make your point. I love you, and while I've got your ear, you're bad.
Not completely intentionally. The material was from the vortex. But sending the message was outside of it.
Of course, not completely intentionally. But what we're getting at is when you're outside the vortex, there's still some of that vibration that's active that's going to show up. Don't you see it? Don't you read emails that say "I love you" and don't you feel the barb in them while you're reading them? Sometimes, in other words, can't you always feel where the person is when they wrote the message?
Yes.
And the worst thing that could ever happen is two people outside of the vortex exchanging emails. Yes. No good will ever come from that. And if one's out and one's in, it's not a whole lot better, because the one who's out usually sucks the one who's in out. That's usually the way it goes, because it gets really specific. So what she is innately and even unconsciously attempting to do is just feel better for a while, you see. And that's what you want too.
So if I focus...
If you really trust the vortex...
I do.
If you really know what we just said to you, then you'll just chill and let the vortex work it out. If you don't trust, then you're going to keep sending stuff. You see, it really comes down to that. If you trust that you've put it there and that your effort at aligning with the vortex is the best that you can do, it is our promise to you that you'll come into alignment. And when you see, here's something that will really help you to understand. Through all of the time of that relationship, through all of the upheaval, through all of the time, there were good times and bad times, but even in the upheaval times, you were launching into your vortex all kinds of wonderful things to be realized as soon as the two of you are in the vortex again. In other words, your relationship has been evolving way past your ability to live it, because neither one of you have been in the vibrational vicinity of what you've been putting there. But nevertheless, a beautiful relationship between the two of you has been evolving into this vortex. So now, as you chill and allow yourself alignment with it, alignment with it, alignment with it, alignment with it, that do-over that you are longing for, it can reach the place of crescendo where in a moment of less resistance, she'll come round and she'll come in. In any case, whether she is the one that comes or whether it's another one who comes, the relationship that you have been creating is there and is sure for you. And the likelihood of it being the one the two of you built together is the strongest probability.
Thank you.
By far and away, the strongest probability. So we can feel the power of your desire, and we can feel the softness of your vibration. We can feel that the resistance that you were describing and that we were even speaking about, our words are far harsher than the actual remnants of that vibration. We can feel that you are in a place of giving up, in the sense of giving up the resistance and allowing what you want to be. And it is our expectation that it will unfold. But the thing that is necessary, and a lot of people are standing apart from what they want, whether it's a relationship or an improvement in their body or a financial improvement. There are a lot of things that people want that they can feel this tug of war going on about. And we want all of you to realize that as you trust that what you want is there, and then you give your undivided attention to just softly yielding to the frequency of it by saying, my angst, my fight, my justification, my defense, my rationalization is working against me. So I might as well just give in to the loving, allowing universe who is orchestrating the best possible path of least resistance to the outcome that I want. You see, there are all kinds. This is a thing that we wanted to say to Jerry and Esther about what seemed to go wrong with a botched book launch. So much wonderful stuff was set into motion as a result of that. In other words, far, far, far more good is coming from that than the discomfort they felt on book launch day and the week following. In other words, far more good is coming from it. A complete realignment and remembering of who they are. And that's worth everything.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Let's take he's playing the exit music. Let's take a segment of refreshment and then we'll begin with you. Yes.